key entry points. That's where all the magic happens. This is where all the high probability setups occur, and this is the only thing that you need to pay attention to. Your goal in trading is to find where the key entry point is located, because at the key entry point, high probability setups will occur. What is a high probability setup? High probability setup is a second entry, second attempt to like a pullback. This is the first bearish leg, first bullish move up, second bearish leg, second bullish move up. You will see how it looks on the chart. This is theoretical. This is a second entry long. Key entry point is either trend line, support or resistance line, important key level, or this 21 bar EMA. These tools will help you identify where the key entry point is and is the high probability setup occurring. Now, when we are trading the market, we really need to pay attention to what is the market structure. And when I came in, this is the market structure that I saw. So right from the get-go, I can see is that we have this strong move up higher. From the beginning of the open, market is trending strongly above the EMA. So the first thing I have to do is I have to find the trend line. You guys can see nice fitting trend line right here. I just copy it, put it to the other side, and it fits nicely. I have this trend line working higher, and we have a first break. There is a rule in price action that after price will break this trend line, and break happen right here, traders will attempt to make a new extreme more often than not. And that goes even for the shortened trend line as well. So when I'm looking at this and I see this bigger uptrend, I have to pay respect to the shortened downtrend as well. You guys can see with this downtrend working lower, we have a break, new first leg to a new low, pullback, second leg to a new low. So from this point on, the downtrend played out because we have a break and a new low, and I can be safely looking to buy the market. But I just don't want to buy in the middle of nowhere right here. No, what I want to do is I want to wait for high probability setups. And high probability setup is a second entry long, just like I showed right here, but it can also be a felt second entry in the opposite direction. Think about this. The downtrend played out and we are in an uptrend. So the opposite direction of us looking for new high of uptrend is downtrend. So I'm going to be looking for felt second entry short. This row right here is the lowest low where I'm starting to cut my count. We have a first attempt by the bears to go short. This is the big bearish bar. We take one tick lower and it instantly failed, and prices are pushing strongly above the EMA. We have a second bearish bar. We ticked one tick lower, instant rejection, and on one single bar, bullish reversal bar. Take a look how where EMA is holding prices, trendline is holding prices, and we are looking for a new extreme according to price action. We are not worried about this downtrend. This downtrend played out with the break and a new low. So this is a two felt attempts in the previous trend direction, which was a downtrend, and this is a high probability setup. I'm going to draw my shortened trend line. We have a break and a new high. So we have a new high of this shortened uptrend and this bigger uptrend. Now I mark this trade as an aggressive entry because it is fairly possible to find from this swing right here and use these lows. You guys can see these first two swings are serving nicely, and this swing confirmed it. You just copy it and put it to the top. This right here is a second entry long, but this is aggressive because according to rules, we already have a new high, or at least attempt to make a new high. We have a double top right here. This is the new high. We have a pullback, pullback, pullback. First entry long because we trigger above this bullish bar. We have a bearish correction and a second entry long. We triggered above this bar right here, one tick higher, and this is off the trend line, which is not easy to find for every trader, but EMA is holding. We have a double retest off the EMA, and this is the key entry point. Remember, high probability setups occur at the key entry point. This is a two-legged move at the key entry point. This is a two-legged move. This is the first leg, pullback, second leg at two key entry points. If you found this bigger channel, this right here is a high probability setup. If you just play the EMA, this is a more aggressive trade, and price broke higher. Now, when the price is broken higher right now, all I am thinking about is buying the market. There's almost no sign of bearish pressure whatsoever. I'm only thinking about buying the market. Take a look how we are above the EMA the entire time. EMA price cannot close below the EMA. We are in this bigger uptrend. Price is working higher, So only thing that I'm going to be looking for is for a way to like a pullback appear at the key entry point. That is the only thing that I'm looking for, okay? I'm not worried about anything. I'm not going to go long all the way up to here, far away from key entry points. I don't worry about that. Price finally creates a new high right here, and we have a decent correction working lower. We have a first entry long above this bullish bar. I'm counting from the high, because we are in an uptrend. Okay, we are in an uptrend, so I'm looking for second entry longs. I'm counting from this high. This is the highest high of this entire move. First entry long, pullback, second attempt to go higher above this bullish bar. The next bar is inside bar, and this is where I entered. As you guys will see, my live session trading, I took this trade right here. I put my limit order at the close of this bar. I had to ride this chop a bit, but eventually made the scalp. Unfortunately, my runner got stopped out. Otherwise, I would have been holding a gorgeous runner. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about this. But take a look how this is the second entry long of key entry point, which is this EMA. And this low right here is currently the lowest low, because this low right here broke this low. This low right here broke this low. So I'm counting from this low right here. We have a first entry short, pullback, second entry short, failure. Remember, a lot of people are going to pick top. They're not following the price action. They're thinking market is way overdone. It is too steep. It's going to reverse. This is not a trading range. There's almost no bearish pressure whatsoever. I'm only thinking about buying the market. There's no bearish pressure. So this is a failed second entry short in a strong uptrend above the EMA and a nice bullish bar. High probability setup. And once again, you let the market go and you're now worried about entering all the way up to here. Don't worry about entering all the way up to here. All the magic happens at the key entry point. And take a look. We have a new high right here, and we have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. I didn't mark this trade. This worked, but I didn't mark it. Why? We're not even touching the EMA, and you cannot pick and choose the setups. You have to follow your trading plan to the very T. Otherwise, you're going to be gambling and you're going to be losing trader. We're not touching even the EMA, definitely not the trend line. So I can see that you can make a case for taking it, but you're taking in a huge chance, and you never want to take a huge chance when you got such a nice setups all the way up to here. So skip this trade. You're going to do much better. Let this go without you. Wait for prices to get the key entry point, and you have a first entry long. This is the new high, pullback, first entry. It is extremely tempting to take this big bar because now you finally confirm this trend line. You know what? I'm going to mark it as an aggressive setup. When I was watching this live, I wanted to wait for higher low for some sort of second entry because it's just a first entry. But the fact that now you have a 2 key entry points, not just one, no, not just one, you have a 2 key entry points. This is where it is worth taking a chance. I would rather for you to take a chance on this first entry of 2 key entry points rather than this second entry where it's not even touching 1 key entry point. Okay, do you see the difference? The key entry point is where the magic happens. This is why we're looking for them every single day. If you don't have the key entry point from this swing, you can actually find the trend line. So if you came in late, you definitely now have the trend line. And remember, you can just play the EMA. That's fine too. This is a lot of times what I do. If I struggle to find the trend line, I just play the EMA. When this is a fairly strong trend, healthy trend, 45-degree angle. And take a look how a lot of bars are smalls, tiny little doji. This is what healthy trend looks like. It's looking like it's going to reverse any minute. It's looking like it's not going to go much higher. It is designed that way. Don't try to pick top. Don't try to pick top. It is tempting that it is starting to lose steam. No, but this is just the nature of this trend. A lot of bars going sideways. They're tiny. It is what it is. Okay. You have a lower high, higher low here, excuse me, and a push higher. And this was very tempting to take, but we were already going long into this, our slight resistance. And once again, you're not touching the key entry point. I didn't take this trade. I let this go, and it worked here once, but it doesn't mean that next time it's not. Next time it may fail, so you want to stay away from this. But when you're looking at the trend like this, you almost want to buy almost any pullback because you know a lot of bears are going to be selling. Also, a lot of people are taking their profits. So this is what these corrections mean. A lot of bulls are taking the profits. You pretty much want to buy every single pullback. This is an extremely strong uptrend. One of the easier days. But I recommend waiting for high probability setups. And what do you have here? This is the highest high right now of the entire move. You have a new high, you have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long off the key entry point of this trend line. So you definitely found it right here. It confirmed it right here. And I like, you may be wondering why, hey Thomas, why are you going long into this resistance and here you don't? Well, simple. First of all, you have the trend line right here. And here you don't. So here you are at the key entry point, and at the key entry point, that generates the power. That's the magic behind this. Here you don't, okay? Plus second, this is a repeat pattern of this. So I was afraid to go long here, but here it is okay to go long, because now you're at the key entry point and this is a repeat pattern. This is a repeat pattern of this. Market keeps working higher, keep working higher, and take a look. You have a first break of this trend line, but you know that new high is most likely going to be retested according to price action rule. It was the new low was retested right here, the new high was retested right here. It's probably going to get retested definitely on such a strong day like this. It's not going to reverse on a diamond just like that. And take a look how you're starting to go sideways. This is resembling congestion. We're going a lot of bars going sideways. Take a look. We're not even going higher, we're not going lower, we're just going sideways. This is a congestion. And how you trade the congestion? You fade the breakout. Fading it is trading the breakout in the opposite direction. We broke higher, so you're fading it, buying the breakout, and you at the key entry point. So not only you're fading the congestion, not only you're waiting for a new extreme of this uptrend to make, plus you are bouncing off the EMA and you have a gorgeous bullish signal bar. This is perfect price action. This is how you trade it. I only took this one trade right here, because I didn't take this trade, and once the prices got here, I was already way too tired. This was fairly late, yeah, almost 6 o'clock, and I started trading somewhere around 14:30. So it is really doesn't seem that way, but this has been a long day for me. Just one single trade, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. One single trade, but you know, two good setups happened just when I closed the chart, which is unfortunate. But this is the magic. All you have to focus is stick with the trend. You don't want to outsmart the market, and look at the high probability setup at the key entry point. This is not hard. There is no rocket science. There is no holy grail. You don't have to invent some new crazy strategy. You just have to follow the institutions, because they are moving the market, the big players, the big hedge funds, the central banks. This is their game, and we're following their footprint. And it doesn't matter where the market goes up, it doesn't matter where the market goes down. Either way, we're looking for quick, easy scalp, and we out. So take care, everybody. Alright traders, as I'm finishing the video rendering, I'm looking at the potential setup right here because we have this strong uptrend and we have a tiny break and a move to a new high, but I would be expecting, based on my experience, a much more bullish reaction to the upside. And we actually have a new low right here, first entry short, second entry short, and a big bullish bar. So I'm going to jump in right on board. I'm going to put my limit order at the close. And the reason why this entry is so powerful, because the downtrend already played out, okay? Downtrend played out with the break and a new low. Now we pushed above the EMA. And I'm just going to tighten the stop loss a little bit. I'm going to put it one tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go 8 ticks. I'm going to keep my one contract. You know what? I'm going to merge the contract. I'm going to merge the contracts because the market is going to close soon, and the runner is definitely not going to be big if this trade works. So I'm just going to keep it like this. This was the trade that I took. You guys already saw it. Entered right here. Once we have this inside bar finish, we have a tick higher. This is where I entered. My runner unfortunately got stopped out here. And yeah, this is where my target profit, and this is the stop loss. Now let's see. First entry short, second entry short. I'm going to pause it so the video is not long. It's already pretty long. All right, we're halfway in. It would be good to end like this because I only took this one single trade. So this is only $300. If I manage to scalp out this on $400 plus, that would be good. Of course, minus the commissions. But let's see, we're not out yet. But I really like this first entry short, second entry short. Very similar to this pattern right here. New low after the downtrend played out with the break and a new low. First entry short, second entry short. This one is much better because you're strongly above the EMA. Right here, we have a big bearish bar and we closed at the EMA. But you can tell a lot of people are going to get suckered into this horrible trade right here because this is such a big bearish bar. A lot of people are going to think the market is reversing, but no. Look at this market. Look at the day. You don't have to be rocket science to know that this is a strong trend and you want to stay with the trend. We're getting a little bit of a pushback, so I'm going to pause it and let you guys see how the trade is developing. All right, so the trade is going against my direction, so I may have ended up getting trapped here, so I may not even make anything today. But it's okay. That's part of trading. We didn't end up too good, but I still like this trade. I'm still, you know, pretty calm that we may push higher, but if we push lower, hey, it is what it is. I'm still, you know, willing to take a chance here because this is such a good setup that anything can happen, of course, but nothing is 100%. But you have to take the chance. You have to follow the rules because in the end, the odds will work in your favor. So I'm gonna pause it again. Alright guys, we're starting to get some momentum here. We're very close to getting filled. 1 or 2 ticks away from getting filled. Come on. It ended up looking like we may reverse on me, but luckily we started to push above the EMA. But this is such a good reversal pattern. First entry short, second entry short. We are now above the EMA. We have an additional higher low here that closed above the EMA. It's starting to get a little bit late, so it's really taking its sweet time. But yeah, we're still in this trade, and hopefully we can manage to get those 1 or 2 ticks left. All right, we are 1 tick away from getting our target profit filled. Come on, just 1 more tick. It is taking its sweet time. It is really crawling up slowly and slowly. But come on, 1 more tick. I've been already patient a lot. Take a look at the time that passed between my first trade and my second trade right here. So I will wait this already. But overall, a fairly simple day overall. If you just find a key entry point, even if you don't find a trend line, just follow the EMA. This is how I normally play when I struggle to find the trend line. I just follow the EMA. Because during such a strong uptrends or strong downtrends, the EMA is generally your strongest key entry point. And we finally got filled. Perfect. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to attach to the video. It is very late. Hopefully you guys find this useful. Hopefully you guys see why I took this trade. Nice filled second entry short in a strong uptrend. Once again, simple price action. I'm not worried about all of these trades that, you know, they're not at the key entry point or they're not high probability. So take care, buddy.